The final thing left to do then, Addison,
The book as a whole, I
is
guess.
the book as a whole. Now, at the end of the first half of this, I think we both gave it 2 thumbs up.
We said we did it on scale of temperature, didn't we? Because 100 being boiling hot, because that's the title. We then went to say like it was about 80,
Mm.
80 I think, because 75 to 80 was our score.
Yeah.
Do you has it gone up in temperature or
I
down in
think,
temperature?
as we've gone through all of the subclasses, as we have seen that a lot of the stuff is just recycled, but with a slightly different coat of paint, it's gone a little bit down for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of disappointed, to be honest. Kind of disappointed. I'm going to say for me, it's probably around 65, 70 degrees.
I was going to say if I was at like 75, 80 last time, I think it's gone to a solid 70 because like all the martial classes, I think the problem is like, all the martial classes are great.
Yeah.
Like all the
Yeah.
martial classes are great. Monk is awesome. Like fighter is quite cool even though it's wordy.
They
Barbarian,
even
all the
fixed the damn rogue. Not the rogue. They even
yeah,
fixed the damn
Ranger.
ranger. They
Yeah.
went to great length. It feels like this book, the additional feats and all of that stuff, was just to allow them to save face by fixing the ranger.
Yeah, but then you look at everything else in it is a reprint. Like group patrons are cool, but it's a reprint.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You got a
everything's just
few.
reprints. Yeah,
You've
like
got quite a few
and
reprinted
yeah,
subclasses, which is disappointing.
yeah. I think, and with the condition of my book anyway, like I've got a tear in my book already because 2 pages were fused together. I've got page bleed. Um, luckily, none of the. I've seen some of the other things that you were talking about, and mine's nowhere near as bad as some. But it's a bit like some of my pages are messed up at the bottom, and yeah, I just feel as if the spellcasters really let this down,
Mm.
especially towards the end. Um, we had cleric and druid that which were quite cool, and then it just went, yeah, you know what? Everything else is just gonna be meh, like in
Yeah.
terms of spellcasting. Because even the Bard of Creation, you're a bit there like, cool. It'd be cool to do Beauty and the Beast, but actually, it's not stellar. Like it's just cool. Like whereas Monk, you're like, fuck me, these are cool.
Mm.
With Barbarian, you're like, oh, the Beast Barbarian's really cool. I really want to do that. The Phantom even is like, oh no, that's pretty dope. Whereas now I'm looking back at like the Wizards thing, and and the Sorcerer and everything. I'm just like, oh, these are actually quite vanilla. Like,
Yep. I'm
uh,
so disappointed by the Clockwork Soul. So disappointed in that. Just based on name alone, that one had so much potential to be something
yeah,
amazing, but it just fell so flat. So what were you saying as your degrees? Mine was somewhere between 65
70.
and 70. So
I'm solid 70 degrees Celsius
so between
because
the two of us,
yeah,
we're about 70. No, 60, 67.5
yeah.
is our combined score, which is
Um,
fair, and
yeah.
that's just for the subclasses. We haven't done the rest of the book. Um, I
Most of
think,
it's been done anyway. So, like, what's the point? Like, with the subclass is what everybody's here for, isn't it? So we don't need to go into like
yeah.
masses and like. What's the biggest thing that? So you say the Clockwork Soul is your biggest disappointment. What's your favorite thing from the book? So, like, then let's
In
finish on
terms
that.
of, so we already know what yours is, but
Oh
in
yeah, Astral
terms,
Stealth Monk. But
yeah,
my biggest disappointment is actually the Rogue section. I
okay.
think the Rogue section was pretty meh.
Yeah, we disagree on that. I quite like the rogue. My biggest disappointment, as you know, is the sorcerer, particularly the Clockwork Soul. My biggest, or my fuck, yeah, I just have the worst Wi-Fi in the world. It's the second time that's cut down whilst we've been trying to do this. All right, so my biggest disappointment is Clockwork Soul. Um, you have this plane of Mechanus with all these Modrons. Um, you have the wild magic table where you can literally summon a Modron. Um, but you don't get anything like that until level 18 as part of this subclass, which is just such a huge disappointment. So that's my biggest disappointment. My favourite one, without a doubt, in terms of flavour, in terms of features, is the Twilight Cleric. Love it.
It's good.
It
It's
is
good. So you be Batman as the Twilight Cleric, and I'll be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character as a whatchamacallit,
Monk.
Astral Self.
That's it.
Yep. And we'll sort it out. But yeah, that's it. We've done it. We've got through the slog.
Yep.
We've done it all.
Time to cut this up into 13 videos and put it up on the YouTubes.
Yep. So thank you if you're still with us for the long haul. We know it's been long. This is why we've been cutting it up for YouTube. But if you can, leave a like, subscribe, give props to this man for editing, and we hope